don't fake nothing with me. I don't play that. Because I had already started doing my research. I knew that women a lot of times fake orgasms. Most women do that. And so I wanted to know. I wanted to be educated. I want to have a doctorate on this body. You understand? I thought I was putting it down. You may think that you doing the best of the best in the bed, brothers. She just acting like she climbing up the just screaming all crazy and listen, put the kids to sleep. I'm so sorry, y'all. This is about to get real raw, okay? Listen, put myself out there, babe. You ready to talk about this?
I'm so scared.
Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
We pillow talking with the Weeboos. This is what y'all came here for. This is an Weeboo production.
Period.
Here recently, ran across another good clip of someone that I frequently watch, which is the lead attorney. All right, the lead attorney, he could be put somewhat in the box of the red pill, but I guess he doesn't claim it. But he was just talking about men and how we could be somewhat, if a man could be somewhat agreeable, and what men need to really ask themselves before they jump into a marriage. Check out this clip.
If you want to get married, let's say from a man's perspective, really from a woman, but women just always want to get married anyway, so I don't even consider them. If you're a man, this is something that men never ask themselves, ever. And it's the number one question. They never ask themselves, am I fit for the institution of marriage? They never consider it. They ask themselves if they love the woman. They ask themselves if they've got enough money to support her. They ask themselves where they're going to live. What about the car, the apartment, the lease? They never ask themselves, what is a marriage really? And am I fit for it? It's the number one question. Some men are not fit.
Sounding a little familiar to me.
Yeah,
Sounds
definitely.
a little familiar. Babe, so I guess I'll ask you, do you feel like men are asking themselves, like, am I fit for this? Do you feel like maybe they go in, like he said, just thinking about that thing, the body, and they don't even consider if they actually gonna be a good husband?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
So definitely hits home in a way. I will tell you, and I'm, here we gonna keep it 1,000 here, pillow talking
Yes,
with
sir.
the Weeboos. Like, listen, we keep it real and raw. I talk a lot about non-negotiables and what I was looking for, and my wife fit that perfectly. But what I did not really think about was, what is it that, how much value am I going to bring to her? Now, I knew I was bringing some value, but I didn't know, I didn't really think about some of the ways that I'm going to have to lay down my life for her, in a way, how much I'm going to have to compromise when it comes to it. So it caught me by surprise. Like, I was probably like 2 or 3 years, like probably a couple, within year two or so. Yeah, 1 to 2 or so. I was going through, I'm happy, good, but baby girl let me know she wasn't happy in some areas. And I'm like, what you talking about? I'm like literally good. I'm on cloud 9. We good. I mean, food, she cooking it, the things she's doing it, all that. It's just to say everything's going good in my head. You understand? But she had to wake me up. Hey, I'm here. Like, I'm not just your object or just your maid. There's some things you have to do to make sure I'm good and I'm happy. And I wasn't doing all those things. Maybe like date nights and maybe just not being the person who is taking the initiative to show and water her love language. Okay, hers is acts of service. That's her biggest one is acts of service. So when I get in there and I clean up without her asking, she love it when I do that.
I'm like, let's
She
do
get the
it.
simmer. I'll be in there, sweat drip down the nose, so she could see just so she can see it. I'm in there. Hey, listen, every Friday or every other Friday, I'm in that restroom scrubbing.
Yes.
I'm like, I hope my baby see this. But that's me now.
Right.
Back then,
Right.
man, just not mature in the institution of marriage, and so I'm just thinking about all that I'm getting, and I was missing the ball on that. And so I like he was saying, I don't think a lot of men sit down and say, am I fit for the institution of marriage? And so tell many men to subscribe to the lead attorney's way.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
lead attorney was a divorce attorney for I think about 20 years. So what you think that he specialized in?
Right.
The divorces. So he talks about all the reasons why men should not get married. Okay, I believe, and especially as far as my faith goes, I believe that most men should be married. Well, why? Number one is I don't believe that most people have the gift of singleness. Okay, like you don't have the gift of singleness where you're gonna be able to be single and not go out and be smashing. Like that's just you're going to be in sin constantly. So it's better to be married than to burn with sin. And don't just go get married to anybody. But what I'm saying is you need to find the one. I believe that there is someone out there for everyone. But a man does need to sit back and say, am I ready at this point in this time?
Yeah.
I believe that I was ready at that point in that time for
Yeah.
you for marriage. Because
Right.
as you even said, you knew that I was the type of man that you married. But I didn't really take as much time during our time before the ring went on to figure you out. And that was a lot because unfortunately, prematurely jumping into bed and all that and just being clouded in our heads and just not just sitting here and figuring out who are you emotionally. Okay, what do you really like physically? Okay, y'all will be surprised. You'll be surprised if you really ask your wife, slow down. You may think that you doing the best of the best in the bed, brothers. They listen, you in there, she just acting like she climbing up the just screaming all crazy and listen, put the kids to sleep. I'm so sorry, y'all. Y'all got y'all kids. This is not the part for them because it's about to get real raw. Okay, listen. I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm gonna put myself out there, babe. You ready to talk about this?
I'm so scared.
Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
We pillow talking with the Waybos. This is what y'all came here for.
Lord,
Listen,
drink some water.
y'all want it. Y'all want it.
Where are you going?
Y'all can listen to a different sermon. I thought I was putting it down.
You
Yeah, I was, but
I just
I thought I was like just really putting it down, and I was just putting it down.
right.
Okay, it's one thing to put it down, but it's one thing to make
Snatch
sure that
yourself.
your woman is coming to that point.
Yeah.
If y'all feel what I'm saying, I'm trying not to
You
get
just
too,
said it. Literally.
yeah, coming to that point.
Yes.
And I wasn't making sure in all ways that you were doing that. You remember that conversation and how you kind of brought that? How was that, babe?
How did it feel to tell you, or how did it?
Yeah,
feel
how did it feel to tell? It was like probably year 2 or so.
Yeah, it was very fresh, and it wasn't that difficult. I feel like I brought it. I mean, you can say if I did it or not, but I feel like I brought it in a decent way. I mean, I think I just approached it as let me just say this really quick. I mean, really quick.
School to men, number one. 'Cause I don't know why we getting here.
I know.
This is kind of a little down the alley from what we talking about. But this is
Jesus.
big, man, because y'all want to make sure that she's pleased in all ways. And I can't even say that.
I was
But
gonna
I know
say,
you.
Can
I know
we
you.
say orgasm and not be demonetized?
I believe so.
Okay,
I believe
cool.
so. But I know that you know a lot of women. And what
Yes.
have you heard from a lot of women?
They are not having orgasms.
Okay.
They're the oral is not good. Fast, pump, done.
Men, listen up.
So I want to say this.
Married men,
Yes.
listen up.
I want to say the last time I looked at the statistic, it was like 73% of married women are not reaching an orgasm in intimacy.
Wow.
There are women that I know that have not had an orgasm at all in marriage. There are women that I know that have had orgasms a couple times in marriage. And it was something that I began to kind of like, okay, maybe that isn't for us type of thing. Because it's like, it's so easy for a man to, like, if you just do it long enough, it's going to happen for you. For us, it's a little bit of a skill. And so after talking to many of wives, I'm like, okay, this just might be an L that I take. Like, it was great. But I'm like, I wonder how it feels to just like actually.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say now to keep it clear, you had orgasms with me It was just not as often as you felt like it should have been.
Correct. So this baby, because are you sure? I'm like, so after having the conversation though, and like thoroughly explaining exactly how, even when it comes to like men and women, how we're set up, like y'all, if y'all get ready, y'all ready. For women, it's y'all microwave or an oven. So you gotta preheat it, you gotta warm it up. Warming it up for us might be, earlier that day, you've been kind to us. You've been like the way to I said this in my last video. The way to turn a man on is by respecting him and honoring him. The way to do it for a woman is by helping her and nurturing her, making her feel loved and pouring into her. Yes. So it's just completely different, but it all leads up to the bedroom. Yeah. But not even just that, like even men, the wives that I talked to, like it was hard for the women to talk to the men about like, hey, you ain't even on the right spot, buddy. You down there, you supposed to be up a little bit more. Yeah. Don't even know how to find it. And so just like, I mean, we had very real where I was like, look, let me show you something. This is where, let me show you this, like, and then do this with it and then do it like this. And so overall though, it was a beautiful conversation because you were also able to like, y'all can think that your woman is good because she's like pleasing you and she good at head. She good at throwing it back and she's but it's another level when you're blowing her mind. Not making her be an actress. When you're intimate, it's just a different layer. So yes, men from pornography to they daddy and they bros just hitting it from the back, doing it fast, and they think they tearing it up. And it's like, it's not that when you get married. Yeah. Like, we gotta switch it up. You gotta get some position cards and some play around and get some different stuff going on. And so, yes, that is a part of, I think, men going in just because they smashed all these chicks who everybody lied. And it's also difficult. Yes. It's more difficult to please one woman for the rest of your life than 1,000 of chicks that won't even tell you the review of
they won't ever tell you
how it actually went down.
They won't ever tell you.
You can be 10 inches doing it. Yes. I mean, like, you think you got all of it, but you can have the tools, but actually don't know how to utilize them.
Real talk.
Like, that's a real thing. And so listen to your wives and allow her to have the space to like show you and slow down. That's probably the biggest part. Like just slowing down and not being selfish in intimacy. That's it.
They like it slow, like H-Town said.
Y'all I mean, not always. No, not even just like doing it slow, but like just taking your time.
The foreplay.
Talk to her.
Everything that leads up to it. So I remember when you told me that, hey, you could improve in this area on certain things. I was wrecked for a little bit there. You were? Like, it hit my pride big time. But I was so glad that you told me though, because for me, I like it to be real. Like I tell, like even before then, like I'm like, hey, don't fake nothing with me. I don't play that because I had already started doing my research. I knew that women a lot of times they do that. They fake orgasms. Most women do that. Point blank. Period. And so I wanted to know. I wanted to be educated. I want to have a doctorate on this body. You understand? So when you told me, I'm like, it hurt me at first, but then I was like, all right, let me switch this up. Let me get this and things revved up and we're way better. And here's a big thing for most men while we're on this. And the reason why we own this again is because I want y'all to understand that you need to ask yourself, do I want to be married because you're laying down your life as a sacrifice for her? That's what the word says. Like, that's what us as husbands, what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to love her like Christ loved the church. Yes. And that's laying down our lives. That means that, okay, listen, you was with all these other women and maybe you was giving them orgasm. I'm going to say mostly y'all probably wasn't, but maybe you was. Every single woman is different.
The statistics say that it's not happening.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But so I'm saying that because every woman is different. And you cannot play that game the same. No. Like that's like the same thing. And the same for me.
Yes.
Like everyone is different. And a lot of times men go from one to the other. Still trying to do the same thing he was doing on Becky. You trying to do it to Jenny. And then you went from doing what you were doing to Jenny on the same. They're literally a different playbook for every single woman.
Yes.
And I did not realize that. Yeah. You had to tap me in, help me understand that. and then I was educated, and then things got really, really, really amazing. Okay,
Yes.
so that was in one way that I had to learn. Like, okay, man, you got to sacrifice. You got to slow yourself down. You got to do this a little bit different. This is not. She don't like that.
But
And
you
so,
benefited too.
oh, tremendous.
Like greatly. Like it wasn't
Tremendously.
even just like you're laying down your life and you're just about to please
Because
me.
I get I love pleasing you. Let's just say that, and that
Jesus,
really is good.
where did this go?
That is really good for me, and it does something for me, man. And knowing that
Yeah.
it really was real, because
Yes.
that's one thing I knew about my wife that I loved about her when I met her. That also could kind of be something that like, whew, she gotta give me a little bit of like grace when she's speaking it,
Yeah.
love when she's speaking it. Is that she's not gonna lie. She's a
Yeah.
straight shooter. Okay. And so that's what I knew about
Let
you.
me say this. If you gotta ask your wife, did you reach?
Yeah.
She didn't.
Yep.
You're not gonna have to ask.
Real talk.
It's literally a Megan Thee Stallion lyric where she said, if you had to ask, like that, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
You won't have to
Yeah.
ask.
Oh no, I know that.
You won't have to ask.
Yep.
Like it's not gonna be a insecure. Like it's gonna be like, oh, I know exactly what happened and when it went down.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, I know that we went down a different road of that, but that's just a part of the sacrifice, man. And, I don't think a lot of brothers sit back and say, "Am I ready to sacrifice? Am I ready to sacrifice?" Giving up some of the times when I'm watching the game, but she wants to go to the park with the kids.
Okay.
Like that's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you look further, if you go find this video, you'll see the lead say that that's some kind of like more simpish stuff or something. But like, no, that's some real man stuff. That's what you got to do sometimes. Like sometimes you got to be like, man, dang, the playoffs is on, but all right, man, what's more important?
Yeah.
What God says that she comes before everything.
Yeah.
Oh, well, my family want me to go to this barbecue or whatever. You and your family got a tradition of doing something for over a decade, but your wife want to go do something else. Who do you choose? Are you ready to lay that down? So single brothers, if you watching this, it may be some things you have to break. Oh, I've been best friends with this girl, the opposite sex, for so long.
Please.
Okay, but yo soon to be wife ain't good with that.
Not
Well,
at
dang,
all.
I've been knowing her for over a decade and we
Don't
ain't
care.
messed around, whatever. Sorry, she don't like it. Are you ready to lay that down? Are you ready to combine the finances
Yeah.
for her to know what's in the account? You make more than her or whatever, and she gets to see what's going in there. She gets to see how you've been using that money to gamble on the side. How you using that money
Sure,
to drink on the side and do all the other things that you do on the side. Are you ready to really give that up? I want you single brothers to sit down, step back, take a break. What I do agree with them on is that you need to do, have a time and say, man, am I really fit for this? Am I really ready for this? Because I heard someone say it like this. They said, marriage is another tune. It's a tune. Like that person, like we celebrating and all, but that's the last time you gonna see that person like that. That may be the last time he can pick up your call the way he was picking up your call. That might be the last time he can come and play basketball with y'all when he was playing basketball.
And I just want to say this because sometimes when we say this tune part, it seems sad. It literally means you're dying to your single self.
Yeah.
Not like marriage is death.
No,
and like
no.
You're
Yeah. Thank
dying
you,
and
baby.
it's getting bad. Like, no,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
literally means you're dying to your single ways.
Yeah.
So when the Bible talks about when you get married and you become one flesh, I don't think as Takesha, the single woman. Namdi doesn't think as Namdi as the single man. We think as the Abels,
Yeah.
what we think as
One.
Namdi and TK. So I can't just dip out and go to brunch and not talk to you about it. I can't just pop up and there's certain things and then also you're building something new.
Yeah.
Like you're building a new foundation for your legacy as you and your wife. So I just want to make that clear also when he says that, because we say that like it's a tune when you have kids. Well, it's a tune when you have kids because you can't just go to Waffle House at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
You got a newborn.
Yeah.
You got a school in the morning.
It's a rebirth. It's a
a
rebirthing. What I mean by that is just it's a tomb of your old self. And
Yes.
it's a new version you're gonna have to introduce to your people.
Yes.
Like I had people who I had family members that was like, you changed since you got married.
And
they look at her like she's a problem when she's not the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. She's everything good, been the best thing that's happened to me next to Christ. Okay. But guess what? I had to reintroduce myself to them.
Right.
And say, yeah, I'm sorry, cause I can't I can't do that how we
That's-
used to. I can't go there like how I can't get with you every time.
That's also
on this
Christian
time.
belief. That's our
Yeah,
beliefs, though.
that's our beliefs.
Like
yeah.
if people aren't anchored in the word, they don't know what that means.
Yeah,
It's like that's why y'all see men get married, or y'all see couples get married, and the wife be at church and the dude at home, or like you never see the wife and the dude is out. Like
Yeah.
because y'all didn't set that from jump. Like it's us.
Yeah.
It's not. You don't just continue to go to that church. That's
That's a whole nother
like, why
situation.
y'all be okay with that?
That's
Under
a little
two
different.
different teachings, two different doctrines, two different crazy. But
Yeah, y'all gonna be going two different ways.
absolutely.
So
I've never seen it work out.
Yeah, that it really has worked out like that. So I just think that a lot of brothers should lean into what he said on this. Hey, take your time, go on your trip, go to dinner, whatever, by yourself, sit there and really say, am I ready to really jump into this? Am I really ready for this old side of me to die? Because you're gonna have to run into doing a little bit of compromising. It will be way worth it though. Let me tell you, those first couple years, whatever, it was tough. But
that's normal
It was tough.
to
it was,
merge.
yeah, definitely.
Yes.
And it was tougher on us because it was some more things that we just hadn't covered. So
Yeah.
we just want to make sure, like, hey, I hope someone is looking at this that's single, that's engaged, and really you take a step back and say, am I really ready to go down that road? I'm gonna tell you, it's a challenge, but it could be a challenge. But on the other side of that, it's some big time blessings. And when they say that he who finds a wife finds favor, my God, I found so much favor with this woman right here. So I tell you right now, it is worth the sacrifice. You just may have to tell some people, hey, this is the way I move now. This is where I go now. Let me check with the wife now. And you got to have, some people not going to understand that. And you got to be good with that. And y'all go and y'all build y'all new community or y'all new life around y'all's marriage. So
I just want to say this too, really quick. Really quick to go back on the sex talk. I just want to challenge the husbands. Y'all know I don't be talking to y'all because husbands
going
don't
on
be.
the SCX talk.
The husbands don't like listening to wives, and we don't want to hear what y'all complaining about or anything. But I just want to encourage you, married, of course, new marriage, old marriage, and you think you got a system going with your wife and y'all getting it in often as you should. I just really, 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 really want you to create a night after the kid goes to sleep. I don't know why I'm saying this. As the kids go to sleep, go to Walmart, discreetly if you can, get some candles and just talk to your wife. Just ask her like, hey babe, I just want to know, like, is there something more you want to do? Is there anything else that I can do? Do you need more foreplay? Do you need me to kiss you more? Like, is there anything missing? And I just want to say this. If your wife loves you, she might lie a little bit in the beginning. If she might go through no, everything is great. Everything is fine. And it's like, I need you to lay down any pride and just say, no, baby, I really want to know anything. Do you need, because most time it's more foreplay. Most time it's, candles, rose petals, music. Obviously we know in all cases these things won't happen, but you just give yourself a night to explore her mind.
Yes.
Intimately. Give yourself to lay down your pride, lay down whatever you thought you can go in, because I promise you might be surprised and mess around and reach a newer height in intimacy with your spouse. So ladies, if you're watching this, don't lie to him. Man. Gracefully share with him whatever you want. If it's like, yes, baby, I need more of this. I would like this. Hey, I kind of like this. Can you do this? Gracefully tell him, husbands, lay down your pride, receive it, and just expect for God to like blow that thing up. Yes. Because when you really allow transparency, grace, and love in the bedroom, it goes there. So I just want to challenge the husbands. Go one night, just light some candles, like just set the atmosphere to prepare to receive whatever she has for you, so y'all can enhance your intimate life.
Yes. Hey, man, listen, she just dropped some major keys for you married brothers or you soon to be married brothers, man, and for you that aspire to be married. She just dropped it big there. So, hey, what do y'all think about this subject? Do you agree with the lead? You need to take some time away. Men need to really take time to really think about, are they fit for the institution of marriage? I would love to know what y'all think. Drop that in the comments below. This is an Iwebu production.
Period.
Hey, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you could do us a huge favor, please hit that like button and please subscribe.
Yes, and please do not forget to hit that notification bell. We need y'all to be locked in every single time we drop this fire content.
Yes.
Also, we need y'all to follow us on all social media platforms at the Iwebus. And look, we will see y'all on the next video.
Holla.